Hey babes, and welcome back to Rambles and Makeup with your rambling host, DohiSama. Today we are gonna do a Kitsune Inspired look while I rave and simp for a man named Yukimura Sanada. So grab your makeup, grab your brushes and your notepads as we talk about Brave 10 and meet me in the bathroom. Okay, gang, for starters, as always, I have no earthly idea how long this is gonna take. We are gonna do a kitsune look today, and I'm very excited about it, but there are a lot of moving parts. So, for that reason, I binged this anime this past week. Well, really over the weekend. And usually I do short clip notes and I try not to overload you with too much. But because I am uncertain of how long this is going to take me, you're going to get a full expansive list of things. Now, I will say, honestly, if you are not a fan of like cliffhangers at the end of animes, you don't want to watch this one because it left off on the biggest cliffhanger. And apparently, there's a manga to go after it, but as far as like them making it into another animation, I don't think that that's gonna happen. And I'll tell you why. So let's get into it. So Brave 10 is this anime that came out in 2012. Now, it was only one series originally when it came out. There's 12 episodes. Now, when I went to go look up, you know, like if there was a season two, there were apparently were talks of season two, but because of funding issues, season two is not gonna happen. Which I don't. I think that it is a great anime and it should have continued, but some people have some things to say. I like it, so we're gonna talk about it. So in Brave 10, there is this. It starts off with this priestess, and her name is Isanami. Now, when it first comes on, oh, heavy spoiler alerts. So if you don't want to get that spoiled, don't watch it because this is gonna be one of my new favorites, even though it left me on a cliffhanger. So in Brave 10, Isanami, she is this priestess, right? She was at this shrine of Izumu. When it comes on, Isanami is basically with this priest and they are being attacked. The village is being set on fire. Like chaos is just commencing, like it is just all over the place. And so the priestess that was with Isanami was basically sending her away to Ueda and telling them to like protect her. He told her to go find the Lord of Ueda. Okay, or Ueda. I may be pronouncing that wrong. It was in Japanese. Okay, so I'm doing the best I can here. So Isanami gets thrown basically in time to this wooded area, and she's trying to look for the one who's gonna protect her, and she gets ran into, well, she runs into this guy named Saizo. So she meets this kid guy, his name is Saizo. Now Saizo, when he is introduced, he's kind of like this cold-hearted person who wants nothing to do with Isanami. He's not here for her. The way he feels that she can go, like, she is not his problem because the line of work that she wants him to do, he is not here for it. He does not do that type of line of work. Like, she has the wrong guy. And Isanami is persistent that this man is the one who is like, supposed to be protecting her. And he's like, you are not hearing what I'm saying. And Isanami's like, no, 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 no. You're not hearing what I'm saying, Bucko. Like, you are going to protect me. And you are going to make sure that I am like, okay. Which, right on, Isanami, because you're a whole priestess goddess lady. Like, don't let people tell you what you are and you are not. You know? And so as they're talking, basically they get attacked, right? As they're going back and forth about what he is and he is not gonna do. They get attacked. So after they get attacked, he's like, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want any part of this. And Isanami is like, you don't get to decide when you are done, bucko. But lo and behold, she bribes him essentially with food. Because he's like, you didn't even tell me thank you. Like, what kind of priestess or lady doesn't even thank her savior? Because he was so cooperative with this kid in the jump. But so she's like, I'll thank you with some food, right? I'll buy you some food. So she buys him some food. She's breaking down because Saizo is like not hearing her. He just doesn't want any part of her. So he it gives in, caves in, and he takes her to Ueda. And there she's supposed to meet. Well, first of all, they get attacked by a ninja named Sasuke Sarutobi. Now, Sasuke and Saizo, they hate each other, which I was a fan of Sasuke the moment I saw him because, you know, the name Sasuke reminds me of the Uchiha clan, and we all know that that is my clan. That is my home. So, anywho's, uh, Sasuke and Saizo are like bumping heads, right? They are getting into it because they don't like each other. But when he sees the priestess and she tells him like what she needs, and they end up like squaring things away and they get them to the castle. So they go and they are looking for a man named Yukimura Sonata. Now, let me just preface this by saying I'm pretty sure I put this on here before. My best friend is a simp for Alucard from Castlevania. The way this lady feels about Alucard is the way I feel about Yukimura. Sin pie. Like, so he's a feudal lord, okay, and you know, has this whole castle or whatever. So she gets there, Isanami gets there with homeboy, Saizo. And she's telling the dude like what's going on. And he is basically like, that is not my problem. Which, right on, all of these men are like, this is not my problem. This is a you thing. I don't know why you assume and expect us to do anything other than listen and look at you fall and complain about what your life is becoming. They're not feeling poor Isanami. And like, she's breaking down. She doesn't know what to do. Like her village is slaughtered. Like there's no people there. Lives are lost. You know, like she is the last living person from Izumo. And like the one person who is supposed to help her is telling her that he's not going to help her. Like that there is no hope for her. And so Isanami, you know, she starts crying. She is just beside herself in grief. And Saizo is like, what do you expect? Like, that's human nature. You shouldn't have expected him to help. Because, right on, Saizo. So they spend the night there. And when they wake up the next day, they're leaving. Well, Saizo was leaving. But Isanami decides that she's going to follow him anyway. And so Saizo is trying to convince this girl that he is not where she wants to be. And Isanami is like, it was love at first sight. She is drawn to him. And she's like, as long as you're around, like, I know I'll be protected because you're a Saizo. And she just sip, you know. I am convinced, honestly, side note, because when I put in here, like, about them, Isanami, she's quite a bubblehead. You know, she was a sheltered girl, so like she doesn't really see much of the world. And she was really raised with priestesses, you know, like not no guys, no nothing, just women and the father who took care of them, but that was it. So Saizo comes along and he's all dark and mysterious, you know what I'm saying? And she's just like Saizo. So the next morning, Isanami is, you know, after they're leaving or whatever, they end up getting attacked again by other people, like other ninja that are still after them, because they are after the Kushimiyata, which is like this pin in her head. Okay, so as they're getting attacked and like fighting for their life, here comes old Butterball Yukimura, Yukimura, and he basically uses Rokuro, one of his assistants, and Sasuke, but ultimately Saizo, to defeat these guys, because they know Saizo is like this assassin ninja, right? Got a troubled life. Okay, he's just going through some things, is all. Okay, hang on, cause all right. So carrying on, when Sanada gets to the scene, they help. Sorry guys, I clipping out and clipping back in different parts. I promise. I'm here. I'm here. I'm keeping tabs. So once they are saved, Saizo's instantly like, "You're a crooked old man. I don't like you. What is your angle?" And Sanada is like, "I knew you would protect her. Like, I had to see what we were up against. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to talk his way out of what he did and justify his cunning ways." Now, let me break it down to you about Sonata. So, he, first of all, he has this pipe, and it is never confirmed, but I am convinced in my heart, of whole hearts, convinced that he's smoking weed. I can't confirm it. Okay, there's never nothing to confirm it. It's just that he smokes. He smokes. He is a heavy drinker, and he is cunning. He's skilled. Okay, he's skilled. Let's put it like that. So under him, there's this girl. Her name is Anna. Anna works for him. Now, Anna is childhood friends with Saizo. But I guess, like, okay, let's backtrack. So Saizo and Anna and Sasuke and many people of this world, if they are ninjas, really, they serve masters, you know, like Naruto. But they choose who they want to serve. And so I guess Anna chose this guy right here, baby child, Sonado, but Saizo doesn't actually have a quote unquote master. He doesn't trust him. He doesn't trust him. So doing all of this and putting in all the work for Isanami to Saizo, it is not worth it. It is not what he signed up for, and it is not what he wants. But Isanami is not going with anybody else. Like, she is convinced that Saizo is her ride or die to death do us part. So Saizo is kind of just stuck with this girl clinging onto him, which I find adorable. And it's been a while since I saw a ship that I really really want to work. I want them to blossom. Okay, you'll see why. So after this is said and done, they go back. Oh, they meet this guy, and his name is. Oh man, let me wait, because I don't want to. We are not gonna lie about it. His name is Juzo Kaike Juzo. So Saizo uses weapons, right? Saizo uses weapons. Sasuke is basically this ninja of the woods, and he can use animals, owls, like Demon Slayer. You know what I'm saying? But he was there first, I think, because I don't know when mangas came out. So yeah, so Saizo uses that. Sasuke is the animal king and like the man of the forest. Juzo is the weapon master. Isanami, we don't really know what she got going for her yet, right? Right. So Anna can control. Basically, she's like ice manipulation. That's what Anna is. She uses ice, and so Juzo is sent with these babies back to Izumo to see what the aftermath looks like. Now, everybody is kind of side eyeing what is baby child's name? Yukimura, because they're like, why would you send them back to a place that wants to kill them? Like, they don't understand what is going on in his brain. And so Rokuro, who knows him best, is like, you're up to something, aren't you? And he's like, I wouldn't say all that, but you know, things should be about to get interesting. And like, right on. And so they're heading towards Isumu. And first of all, let me just say, Juzo cracks me up because he is such a fatherly figure. He does not agree with Isanami being close to Saizo at all. And when I went and read the wiki, it said that he was jealous, but in general, it just seems like this man has morals about him, you know, like certain things just should not happen because she wasn't the only one that he was giving the blues to about like how to be a lady. He's one of my favorite characters for that reason because these women be giving him a hard time and he really do not know how to cope. So Juzo and Saizo and Isanami, they're headed back to this village. Now, along the way, they meet somebody else named, and I should not forget this person's name, Yuri Kamanosuke. Yuri is just there for the smoke. He does not care about anything anybody has to say. He just wants to take from people, okay, and make them pay. This boy, first of all, for a whole anime, they left us in the dark about if this was a man or a woman. And I was sitting here like, because I don't know how to address you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I didn't know. Well, because they kept saying things like, are you a boy or are you a girl? And he's like, I'm a man. And I'm like, right on, right on. But then there's another scene where they go into this whole dialogue and it switches up and I'm like, are y'all lying to me then? But we still love this kid. Okay, he is precious. He is to be protected. He's just a little sadistic. He just likes to fight. He likes blood play. Sorry, this is also like a NSFW warning. It shouldn't get too heavy, but still, I want you to be warned. There are a lot of adult themes in here. And so he is basically beating the crap out of Isanami. And I think that he's jealous of Isanami. But he tells her, like, you know, so he kidnaps her from Saizo and Juzo, and he's like, you're weak, like, I always need a man to protect you, and like, you need to do things for yourself and like stop depending on men. And okay, right, right, we all do need to be self-sufficient in life and learn how to fight our own battles. But to be fair to baby child, it's not like Isanami was ever trained to fight her own battles. She was always protected because, you know, she is a priestess. So, but he doesn't know that. He just sees the jewel in her hair and he thinks money. Ayo, 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 money. You know, like people. So Saizo goes and he is determined to get his baby back. Cause right on. And when he goes to get her, the wind boy just starts like beating him up. And he's like, how dumb are you to like rush in here and da da da. And you know, like, it's just giving Saizo the business. And so Saizo is like, not on my watch. Like, you don't know who you just messed with. I am about to clean you out. So they fight. And Saizo, he a little, he a little unhinged. I personally don't know why Baby Child thought that he could take him on, but they don't really know, I guess, who Saizo is until like he reveals himself, because he's known under another name that I did not put down, because I honestly didn't think that I was gonna cover that, but I will put it in here. He's known under that name, and so when people call out that name, and he has this sword, and you know he's just a beast whenever he's time to let loose. He doesn't kill him though, because Isanami jumps in the way, and this girl, she is the equivalent to Kagome in Inuyasha. That is what it is. She always wants to like protect Saizo from like using his murderous side. She doesn't want him hurting things or people if like he doesn't have to. And Saizo is like, this man, not only did he kidnap you, he beat you and he hung you over a cliff. And you're telling me to show mercy and grace? And she's like, silence, mercy, and grace. So Saizo doesn't kill him. They walk away. And Yuri over here is just like infatuated with this man after that. Like, that was all it took for like the heavens to open up for this man. I'm telling you, it is the best thing ever. Now let me see. How am I gonna? I don't really necessarily know what my thought process is about to be for this next step, these next few steps. So just work with me. So, okay, they let this guy leave and live with his life. Really, Isanami is the one to thank, because Saizo was not going to have it. He was not going to live to tell another tale or to put his hand on another female. So they get to Izumu and they're looking around. Isanami is beside herself with grief. Like, it broke her heart to see what had become of her home, which I understand, because like, to imagine going through that, like your home destroyed and you're this sole survivor, and it seems like you are the reason that everybody is like, you know what I'm saying, getting mollywopped. Like, I don't even like getting other people in trouble in school. Like, that was a lot for me. So poor Isanami, baby girl is just struggling. So they are looking around and they can't really find much of nothing. They come across this big symbol that looks like a yin yang symbol, and Isanami knows how to open it. And even Isanami is sitting here like, how do I know how to do this? Like, where is this power coming from? And I think that's when I was starting to be like, Isanami is more than like they are letting on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's more to her story than what meets the eye. When they're getting ready to leave, they are attacked again by like the same guy and another woman. So this guy, his name is Hanzo. He's been after them like a thief in the night. And honestly, I feel 50-50 about my development of him, because there's this game, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about it. Well, I don't think I've referenced it here, but there's this game that I play named Mobile Legends. There is a character in there. His name is Hanzo. He is like a beast. So in this game, Mobile Legends, that I play, Saizo is, funnily enough, an assassin in that game too. I he's a great character. I hate fighting against him. Okay, I always ban him in rank because I'm like, you're not gonna attack me today, buddy. Goodbye. Like you be popping up out of nowhere. That's kind of how Hanzo is on this anime too. So he is basically like the princess is coming with us. Like forget what y'all are talking about. We need her. We need her power. Uh, Hanzo is working for somebody too. Like at first he was told to when it first came on, he was given like the orders to capture and like bring the princess back. And I'm not quite sure who it was for actually. I'm not quite sure who it was for actually, but cause like they never say it by name, like the one who commanded them to do it. So uh they're chasing her down, and Hanzo is going against Saizo again. Now, honestly, I was telling Saizo, stop letting him kick your ass, okay? Because he was getting mollywopped, and I'm like, Saizo, you were supposed to be this great ninja, right? Tasked with protecting this girl, but you are letting this man take you out. Like, get it together for Isanami's sake if you're not going to do it for yourself, bud. And so they're fighting, and he actually ends up getting the upper hand of homeboy. And Juzo ends up fighting this lady who like uses illusions. She's an illusionist. Now, once again, Juzo is lecturing. He picks the time where he is literally about to die to be like, as a lady, you need to cover up and not straddle men. This woman is trying to kill you, and you're concerned about cleavage in your face. Like, what a man. So he is about to, because she's trapped him in a jutsu. I'm sorry, I'm going to reference Naruto a lot because if it can help somebody like paint a picture, for me, it's easier if I can like show you symbolisms. I'm not comparing the animes, I'm talking about the styles within them. She is an illusionist lady. So she is like Itachi. You know what I'm saying? Like the illusions are there because Itachi is shedding them. So he is bound. He cannot move out of her illusion. Up comes Wind Charmer, and he's like, "You're not gonna touch my man." Like, thank you to my man's. He is not letting him take out Saizo because he's like, Saizo is my toy. He is mine to play with. You get your dirty hands off of him because only I will make him bleed out, and only he is allowed to quote push me to the edge and kill me. And so Hanzo's like, you're a pervert. And I just love that even in the midst of these battles, they are still reading people their rights. As if all of them are not sitting here struggling with issues. Okay, hang on. Let me get this little swirly right. Saizo literally bribes this kid. And he's like, if you help me take this man out, I will play with you until you cry. And poor freaking Kaminosuke is like, are you for real? Like, this is not a game. This isn't just for fun. And he's like, I'm dead ass, babe. Dead ass. And so uh Hanzo is like, I cannot, like, can I just kill both of y'all? Because y'all are not about to tarnish my mind. But anyways, so they end up getting free. Like, you should just go watch the fight yourself because it's epic. It's epic. They end up getting free, right? And they overcome the victory. So they're getting ready to go back home. Sasuke has owls on them, tracking them, right? To make sure like they're okay. So when they get back, Wind Boy over here is like, I'm just here to fight Saizo. Like that is all I want in my life. He reminds me of, oh man, the brother of Fuegoleon. Oh, what is his name? Fuegoleon's younger brother in Black Clover, because he always wants to fight Asta, you know, because like they're rivals or whatever. I'm gonna put his name in there, okay? Because that's my in-law and that one of my in-laws. Anywho's, so he's like, I just want to fight him. That's all I want. Here comes Sonata, because they're back at the house. So Sonata is like, the problem is you're selfish. Like, it shouldn't even be like this. You need to draw it out. You need to rush and take it slow and drag it because the thrill. And I'm sitting here like, this anime to me is such like a thirst trap, okay? And honestly, it was taking me out because when Sonata said anything, brain rot. That man, he is very conniving. So be warned. So anyways, he basically convinces Flamethrower over here, or Windthrower over here, not to attack Saizo right then and there. So Rokudo and homeboy Sonata, they are talking about, I guess, the discovery of what was found at Isamu. Now, we're kind of really left in the dark about stuff that was happening. Okay, I can do that first. Who else did they meet next? Okay, so they're... How'd this happen? Okay, so there's another person that they end up meeting. There we go. His name is Masamune Date. So he meets Saizo, and he's basically like, Isanami's ours. He takes Isanami because I think he also knows what Sonata knows. And so Masamune is the dragon and lord of Osu. He has a right-hand man as well. But he is trying to basically use Isanami to start like a riot, a war. He is about the heat, you know. He thinks that like Sonata is not really gonna do anything. Like, he's not doing his part pretty much. Like, he has all this power and he's not relishing in the power he has. He's being useless with it, okay? He's not doing anything. And he feels like if he just gets his hand on this power, he can like start a war. He can control the earth. You know, the power that she has, really the hairpin. So he takes her, right? He kidnaps Isanami. And poor baby, like, she got kidnapped twice in one day. And the second time she got kidnapped was literally after they had already gotten the mist beat out of them. So, you know, Saizo could only do and protect so much then and there. So Masamune comes in to confront this girl one day. And he's like, don't you know it is very rude of you to not, like, look a man in his eye when he's talking to you? He gently turns her to face him and like, okay, whatever you want, you can have, but you can't leave here. I can't grant you that because I need you. So she is upset because she feels like she's causing everybody pain and distress. You know, it's one of those tropes where, oh, she's so sad and like, oh, because of her, the sky is falling down and, oh my goodness, like if I wasn't ever born, you know, the things we tell ourselves when we are angsty teens. She's having one of those moments right now. If I could just die on this hill, there would be no sacrificings in my name anymore. And so Sasuke and them, they're going to get her because she's their comrade, like she's their bae. And she's like, I'm not going back with you. Sasuke is such a gentleman. He's like, I can't force this kid to come back with me if she doesn't want to. But I can't defy my master because he told me, like, come back with the girl or don't come back at all. He did not. He did not. And so Anna just so happened to go with them to rescue her, and like she gets captured, she lets herself get beat up on. And so when Sasuke tells her like she's not coming, Anna is like, you bet money, because are you for real? She goes and she gets this girl and she's like, you need to stop acting like, woe is me. Like, you need to get it together, put your big girl panties on, and realize you are a warrior. Like, you can do anything. And that is why we need you and we trust you. You know, like, just trying to hype her up and encourage her that, like, all is not lost. And so she's like, I'm a warrior. I'm a little lady, like little Miss Fortune would say. She's getting it together. Like, mentally, she is doing her best to hold it down. So they get out of there and they escape. First of all, Osu Dragon Lord, he need better henchmen because they no. One of them literally got sidetracked once again by a pair of mountains in his face, and I'm like, you can't fight nothing like this. Like, he needs to fire you immediately. So they get back home, and as they're going back home, they get back home, and then they get to this hot springs. As they're going to this hot springs, they meet Miyoshi Sekai Nudo. He is a monk who basically is getting into it with Juzo because he did not want to pay for his food. Now, in homeboy Miyoshi case, he feels like because he is a worker of Buddha, he does not have to pay for anything because everybody gives stuff to Buddha for free, right? So everybody should give stuff to him for free because he is a disciple of Buddha, which if I could have as much gall and gumption in the Lord as this man has in Buddha, I'm pretty sure I would be better off. And like, I'm getting there. Because his confidence was on a whole other level. And so Juzo's like, I don't really care what you're worshiping. You need to pay. And like, you got damages in this building. You know, like, you're out here causing mass destruction. It's just a thing. So they're getting into it. And Saizo is trying to step in and help his friend because Juzo, he's just getting mollywopped, all right? Miyoshi is not here to play with them. He is very strong. He is very powerful. It didn't really benefit any of them. I'm going to just put it like that because they were all kind of struggling to fight him. And so everybody is hearing a commotion in the ruckus. And so not Juzo, but Miyoshi is like, I'm just here to find my sister. I'm looking for my sister. I've been looking for her for a while now. And so Isanami just happens to pop up after she's won this eating contest because that's all she wants to do. Eat and follow Saizo. And she really doesn't care in what order that it occurs. And so she sees him and he's like, Isanami, I'm your big brother. And Isanami's like, no, you're not. I've never seen you a day before in my life. And so they get to a place and like as they're talking, you know, because he is convinced that Isanami is his younger sister. So he's like, I went to travel the world. I wanted to learn like all the teachings of the other gods and of Buddha and all this jazz. And he's like, so of course Isanami wouldn't really remember me because I was a kid when I dipped. So he shows Isanami this picture of him as a kid, and she's like, Oni-chan, like, she instantly remembers him. And so Saizo's like, I thought you didn't have a brother. And she's like, I didn't remember him. He's not a blood brother. Like, she was abandoned in this shrine as a kid. So really, he isn't a blood brother, but, you know, he was an adoptive older brother to her. What have you. So he decides to join in on the crew because he wants to be around Isanami. So much so that even when Saizo looks at Isanami, he's about to pop a whole blood vessel. He does not think that any man should be close to his sister. It is wholesome. It is sweet. We love it. They all they all go to the hot springs. They're chilling out or whatever. And like having these heart to hearts and they're talking and stuff like that. You know, just like having a great time. It's wicked. It's wild. They're on their way back home. And let me see. How did this happen? Some kind of way, they end up having to go to this, like, tea with this guy named Ayasu Tokugawa. Basically, he's the head honcho. He's like the big governor, lord, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna get into all of them, but there's two people, Naoi Kanagetsu and Ishida Mitsunari. One is, so Naoe is lord of Sawayama, and Mitsunari is lord of Aizu. They are friends with Sanada. And basically, while they're there, the Dragon Lord, because he doesn't know what Sanada looks like, it's not until he gets there that they finally meet each other and, like, I guess they realize they're adversaries, like, they're rivals too, in a way. So, it is the Dragon Lord. What is this baby's name? Because I keep messing up. Date. He is basically trying to prove a point and test Sanada's skills. Sanada has a fan in his hand, and that's it. And Date has a sword. They get to fighting or showing off swordsmanship, and basically, Sanada being Sanada embarrasses Aisha and Aesua and Date. So he laughs it off or whatever, and he's like, oh, ha ha ha, so funny. I knew that homeboy was mad. I caught it. Like, everybody else was laughing, and like he didn't start laughing till everybody else started laughing, and I was just like, that's a little suspicious, but okay. So when they're leaving, the Lord is basically like, I want his head on a platter. Like, you don't understand. I want you to end this guy immediately. Immediately. Like, don't leave no stone unturned to get this man. So the dragon dude is like, well, he's not going to come willingly. So what if I do if, like, I can't get him to bow? Because basically Yukimura was like, I'm not going. They're not going to catch me. He tells freaking Date over here, he's like, well, if he doesn't come willingly, kill him, because, you know, I am the ruler, and that's what you do when you can't. I don't know. I'm not going to even. That man is a bozo. So I forgot to mention, there was this kid that they met somewhere along the way. His name is Rokuro Mochizuki. They meet him. We're going to get right back to him. Saizo smells gunpowder on him when they first meet. So Sanada is like, go and wait for us at this end, and then I will come and get you. I will come and retrieve you and, like, take you home with us, right? I recorded none of that. So let's backtrack. Let me see what all did I say. They're in the woods. I gotta pause and do this. So they're in the woods, and Rokuro meets them. The little Rokuro, he meets them, and he helps them, like, get away because Dragon Lord is attacking them. So then, come to find out, Rokuro, the little boy, and Rokuro, his servant, have the same name. So the Lord is like, I'm going to name you Ben Maru, which is apparently his name before he changed it to Yukimaru. So, like, he is his adoptive father, and I'm sitting here like, I don't even have a good enough song to describe the amount of, like, smotheredness that I feel. You know what? There's this song called Addict by CK. He gonna be back on the, yes, he's gonna be the song of our week, because that's just how homeboy makes me feel. So they get to the water, right, and they're surrounded. They're down for the count. They don't know where they're gonna go. Here comes this boat, and Juzo's on it firing shots. There's a guy named Jinpachi Nezu on board with him. Dark man. We are here for the dark characters in anime, because I was lying. And so he's like, you don't belong on my waters. Get out of here, bucko. So they save him and they leave. But then Jinpachi reveals he only saved them because Juzo over here told them that Anna was on board, you know, because she got the... And that's what Jinpachi wanted. And so poor Isanami is like, I'm a woman, like I'm on ship, you know, like you still have a woman. He's like, you're flat chested. We don't want you in this community. Breaks her heart. So her brother is like, you will not disrespect my sister. They try to fight. Saizo once again jumps in and, you know, is trying to save all these people. Slashes open a jug, it's sake. So Jinpachi is like, if you want to stay on this ship, we battle with drinks. So he basically gets everybody drunk, right? And funnily enough, the top two people, so I can't say. I expected Sonata to be able to hold his liquor because, I mean, he's proven that he can. Juzo shocked me because I didn't think as righteous as he is. You know, I was shocked that Homeboy could hold himself. But apparently he went to go search for a new gun after Miyoshi. Is this his name? Am I calling it right? Let me go back. Yeah, after Miyoshi breaks his gun, he went to go find a new one, and he knew Jinpachi had guns. Jinpachi had also challenged him to a drink off, and when he found out he could hold his liquor, he declared them to be brothers from another mother, like they went into this brotherhood pact, right? So they're all talking, and like, because Juzo had left them for like a period of time, and so really, Saizo was happy to see him again, despite the previous beef they had. And they get back home. Like they're all safe and squared away. When they get back home, Saizo confronts Mr. Sonata. And it's like, you're not telling us the whole truth, so now I need the truth because you got us out here thriving and surviving, and you're not telling us why we're thriving and surviving. Because, right on, you deserve to know, bud. Saizo confronts him and is like, what's the beef? And at first, Sonata's not having it. He's like, did you come to sleep with me? Because, I mean, we can make that arrangement. And so Saizo's like, I will murder you where you sleep. I only want Isanami. Wish he would have said those lines. Anywho's. So they get to talking, right? And he is not understanding what it is that Sonata is saying to him. So Jinpachi comes and he's like, well, maybe. And Jinpachi's like, well, I want to know too, because this is not what I signed up for, dude. So Jinpachi is a pirate, really. He's a pirate. But Sonata ends up, they have a heart to heart conversation. And Sonata is very persuasive. So he ends up basically telling him, which I mean I agree, but he's so Jinpachi's like, I want to be a pirate because I want to be free. So Nada's like, as long as you choose to serve whoever, you are free. Like it is your choice. That's what makes you free. So apparently that they did it for us. So when they get there and they're talking, Anna is asking baby child what all they seen and did. Isanami, like she's making buns with her. Sanada is basically telling uh Saizo, like, I gather all of you here because he who has the 10 elements basically can rule the world. Now, he basically starts going through the 10 elements and like what they each represent, right? So like water, earth, lightning, uh what else was it? Metal. You know, and like so basically the brave 10 as he calls them, they make up of the 10 elements. But two of them, Saizo and Isanami, they are the like light and darkness. So while this is going on, and he's trying to explain to them what is happening, Anna gets it in her mind. Why? I don't know. I'm still so mad about this. But so Anna decides that she has had enough of this life. She broke my heart. She basically tries to fight. She does fight Rokudo. But instead of just fighting him, she wants his eye that remembers everything because she is a spy. She is never She never loved Sonata, and that broke my heart because I was jealous, and I was like, well, at least you have Anna. But Anna, she messed up. She didn't want him. I'll be a wife. I will be a wife. So she fights Rokudo, and Rokudo, honestly, he's a legend. He is like another favorite of mine because he's like, I'd rather destroy my eye than to give it to you. Because Sonata told him not to let anybody see his eye. So what does he do? He destroys his eye. So that way she can't get the information about Isanami and about really what Sonata is telling um Saizo. Okay, so basically Anna gets caught by Sasuke. And like she tried to poison Rokoto, but thankfully it did not work. And so she flees. Saizo was about to end her life, but she was close enough to water where she got away. So they are all mad, especially poor Isanami because like Anna was the one breaking her, out of her little trance. And Anna was like, this whole thing of a family, it's a lie. Like y'all are all a lie. It's all a joke. You're caught in a lie, like Jimin would say. You know what? Scratch that. Sorry, Missy. Caught in a lie is gonna be our song for the week. Cause yes, Jimmy, she was caught in a lie. But so Isanami is trying to deal with the fact that like not only did this girl lie, but the power that lies within her is darkness. She has this ability like the wailing cry or something like that. Like apparently whenever she's sad, she brings destruction if she cries. So everybody's been looking for the Kushimiata because they think that like that is the power, but and that like she's protecting it, but the Kashimiata is protecting the world from this baby and her cries because when she lets you have it, she brings darkness and destruction in her path. And so the priest, they knew that like every time, I'm not gonna tell you everything, but every time she cried, something bad happened. Let's just put it like that. So here comes baby child Hanzo and them, and they launch this attack on them again, right? They launch this attack on them. Now they're trying to kill the Braves and snatch up Isanami to, use her power because they're just great. And so Isanami is like, she sees Saizo gets hurt and she once again starts crying and like, woe is me, and oh, Saizo, and Saizo's gonna die. And she seeks power, so she basically gives in to her darker self so that way she can like obtain this power to save her friends or to save Saizo. Saizo gives no care. So first of all, I'm bitter about how one character. Have you ever watched an anime where, or like a show in general, where a character gets off and you're like, there's no justice in that. Like there's absolutely no justice in this. That's how I felt watching what happened to Hanzo. Whatever. Saizo goes in to risk his life for his baby. And he brings her back. Like, all is well if you. I'm going to leave some things out to your imagination. So he saves her. Now, at first, they looked like they were down for the count. I ain't going to even lie. Okay, Juzo and Sasuke was getting mollywopped by the sister of a girl who Juzo had fought. But I think, like, really, the problem with these people is, like, I saw this thing from Tony Baker before, and now I hands don't believe it. And he was just saying, like, villains talk too much. All they do is talk, like, just get on with the action, because maybe you'll get away with the action, That's what was happening here. So, the people who are attacking them are known as the Iga Ninjas. They are led by Hanzo. Then there's Anna, Bayukagun, Kaio, and Razu. So they represent, like the Brave 10 represents like the elements and stuff of the earth. These represent hate, which is Hanzo, Ano, which is cold blood, strength, which is Byakugan, Kaio, which is witchcraft, and Raizo, which is the master of illusions. And so, if you go and watch this anime, Raizo puts poor baby, what's his name? Because I'm getting confused. Kamanosuke? Yes, Kamanosuke. They go through this illusion. And that's what makes me be like, oh, because of what happened there in the illusion. But, I mean, I guess it's not like as... You just have to watch to see. So when everything is said and done and, like, peace is restored, everybody is, like, basically, you know, trying to put their life back together after this nonsense. And so Saizo decides he works for Sanada now, which I can't blame him. I can't blame him. I would want to work for that man too. And so, like, he's essentially the leader. And, like, as long as Isanami is with him, you know, like, there's no darkness. She knows how to control, because she is basically, like, the goddess of destruction. But with him, with Saizo, he is her light. So she feels like the world is, you know, a much better place with him around. Alright, babes. So here is the finished Kitsune look. Honestly, I am just tickled pink. Like, this, it came out better than I could have expected. I was so worried about this. I was stressing about it because originally I didn't know what I wanted to draw. And I think it has exceeded, like, my wildest imagination. You know, it looks like I drew, and I'm just incredibly grateful. Like, I'm thankful to the Lord that he kept me, because y'all, even waking up today, I was like, we gotta get through this. But, you know, tomorrow is my 27th birthday. So, well, August 22nd. I don't know when you'll view this, but August 22nd. And so I want to do a little spiel. You know, I get emotional every now and then, but this is just a gentle reminder to chase your dreams and believe in yourself. 26 was such a hard year for me. I went through one of the biggest heartbreaks ever, but it was also the year that I started face paint. And my first ever look, it was good. It was great for that day that it was, but looking back, like, I never would have thought I'd be here doing, you know, so much more, and, like, drawing and everything. And really, I'm gonna tell you what my best friend told me, what my mom tells me. First of all, one foot in front of the other. It is all about time. It is all about pacing, and give yourself a year to see the fruition. You know, if God called you to do it, if you believe in your heart, like, he has purposed you for something, then you do it. You know, no matter what the crowds may say or what people may dictate about your life, it is your life. So you should live it and experience the fruits thereof. And so thank you guys so much for listening to me. I know I told you a lot about the anime, but I promise I did leave out some parts. It's really funny. It's a lot of dialogue in there that is funny. It is a treasure anime, and like I say, I hate the cliffhanger that they left me on, but there is a manga form called Brayton Spiral that picks up on it, or is like a continuation. I just started that, so I really don't know what happened yet, and I know. I finally read manga again, but yes, that is what we're doing. So I hope you guys have the best week ever, because it's my birthday week, so, like, turn up all week. But yes, please enjoy yourselves. Please stay hydrated. Temperatures are rising. It feels like fire is upon us every day. But I love you. Thank you for rocking with me. Please kiss me with the like button. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you'll know when I post. You can always comment what looks you would like for me to take on. If you have any ideas, what manga or anime you would like me to read, whether it's shows or movies. You can check out my TikTok and my Instagram at DohiSama. I post really my edited versions of the face paint looks and pictures and stuff, you know, and little effects that I do. So you can check that out there. And yeah, I'm grateful. Thank you guys for, you know, viewing and even spending time with me and letting me say what I have to say. This episode was probably one of my longest ones, and I'm making it longer by rambling. But you know what? It's okay. We're gonna get through it anyway. But I love you guys. Again, I don't know how many times I've said it to you. Do you feel my love? Feel it. But always, the Lord does love and bless you. May He keep you. I love you, and I hope whenever you view this, you have an incredible day or an amazing night. Goodbye, guys. See you soon.